of the outer sect groups abandoned the temple, worsening its financial situation. The temple's financial strain was further exacerbated by the additional expenses for specialized equipment, including yoga and Pilates gear for Hyun Guang's rehabilitation, as well as specialized training tools for Mu Jin's unique methods. These costs fell squarely on the administration hall, and many began to view Mu Jin as the demon that devours money. Mu Jin, observing the situation, reflected he'd get it. They probably don't have a good impression of him now, but it's thanks to him that the other disciples are seeing better results, and Grandpa's health has improved. They're being too harsh. Mu Jin then thought about his daily routine, that he has been fulfilling his duties as a third-class disciple, just like Grandpa and Master Biao Jian wanted. He trained his stamina, studied scriptures at dawn, practiced martial arts, cleaned the temple, and welcomed visiting guests. He couldn't help but feel like he had been demoted to a regular grunt, recalling his past life as a medic. As Mu Jin was reflecting on his routine, a fellow disciple approached him and asked, "Mu Jin, is he done with cleaning?" Mu Jin replied, "Yes, he finished it." The monk checked the time and said, "It's almost 1 p.m. Let's go receive the visiting guests." Mu Jin agreed, but as they walked, he thought to himself, even though H is doing the same trivial tasks as the other third-class disciples, Grandpa probably set this up so he could spend more time with his peers. At the gate, the Shaolin monks warmly greeted their guests, guided them along the paths, and thanked them for visiting the temple. Mu Jin, assisting for the first time, commented to a fellow disciple, "Receiving visitors isn't as hard as he thought." The other monk agreed. Mu Jin reflected that it was similar to how he used to welcome gym members in his past life. However, his thoughts were interrupted when he heard a labored breath. Looking down the long staircase leading to the gate, he spotted an elderly woman struggling to climb the steps. Turning to his fellow disciple, Mu Jin said that he is head down for a moment. The fellow monk asked, "What's going on down there?" Mu Jin replied, "Someone needs help," and descended the stairs. He approached the elderly woman, who was clearly out of breath, and greeted her. The woman looked up at him and smiled, replying, "Hello, young monk." Noticing her fatigue, Mu Jin stated she seems quite tired. "What brings her all the way here?" The woman explained that she came to pay her respects to Buddha. Realizing she was heading to the Mahavira Hall, Mu Jin offered, allow him to carry her there. When the woman initially declines his offer to carry her, she thanks him, saying there's no need for him to trouble himself. Despite her polite refusal, Mu Jin, displaying determination and care, insists that it's no trouble. He reassures her by mentioning his physical training, subtly emphasizing that he is strong enough to help her. As Mu Jin carries the woman on his back up a set of stairs, he remains humble and reassures her once more, telling her not to be so formal with him and reminding her that he is just a child monk. His statement surprises the woman, leading her to ask if he is not a teenager. For Mu Jin, the act of helping the woman is not motivated by any sense of moral obligation or ethical duty. Instead, it comes naturally to him, driven by an ingrained respect for the elderly. This respect was cultivated through his past life as Choi Kang-hyuk, where he was raised by his grandparents. Their care and guidance have shaped his instinctive nurturing behavior, which he now applies in his life as a monk. The respect and care he offers the elderly woman are akin to the way he feels about Hyun Guang. After the woman finishes her prayers at the Mahavira Hall, she expresses her gratitude for Mu Jin's help, thanking him before preparing to leave. Mu Jin, still focused on her well-being, asks if she has any other plans for the day. The woman stops and turns to look at him. The scene unfolds in Hunan Province, specifically in Dangfeng County, where the Heavenly Merchants, one of the most powerful merchant factions affiliated with the Shaolin Temple, reside. The Heavenly Merchants Manor is a grand structure, filled with luxury and opulence. At the heart of this wealth is Ryu Jiguang, the leader of the Heavenly Merchants and one of the 5 wealthiest merchants in the world, who is currently facing a mounting crisis. Inside his office, Ryu Jiguang is overwhelmed by a series of reports. His frustration grows as he slams his hand on the table, angry at the actions of a rival faction from Sichuan. He accuses them of scheming against him, which has caused significant problems, particularly concerning suspicious activities at his business's countryside branches. This ongoing issue is adding to the stress of managing such a vast empire. In an attempt to alleviate some of the pressure, he wonders whether he should recruit more people for his elite group, the Azure Gold Squad, to deal with the complications. Despite this, he realizes that simply reviewing the reports is exhausting, and he feels the need for a break. Just as Ryu Jiguang is contemplating his next move, a servant enters to announce the return of his mother, Yun Gehi. Upon hearing this, Ryu Jiguang is surprised and somewhat frustrated, asking whether his mother had gone out again. The servant confirms that she had, and specifically mentions that she returned on an 8-man palanquin.